Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB, and it is done. The season is over, and that is that. Barça today have not gone out in the best of manners. 2-0 defeat to Villarreal. Of course, we are going to be talking a little bit about that later on in the video. But I also want to bring you guys some Barça transfer news. Because if anything, this sort of slump towards the end of the season has made the summer even more important. We're going to be talking about some of the big things that have happened throughout the day, and especially there, relating to Robert Lewandowski, big words from his agent, and also the future of Ousmane Dembélé, with a decision on his future very much imminent. It's all coming up today. The season is over, but let's start with the news. Because if we do, first of all, talk about Raphinha and his situation with Leeds and that potential transfer to Barcelona. We were all aware of that €25 million release clause if Leeds were relegated today. But unfortunately, well, for us anyway, certainly not for them, but they stayed up. Burnley, in the end, were the team that did go down. Leeds won on the day against Brentford. And actually, it was Raphinha himself who gave them the lead from the penalty spot. And he actually put in a fantastic performance for them when they needed it most. You certainly couldn't accuse him of having a lack of commitment in these final games, and Leeds have managed now to survive relegation. And what does that mean now about Raphinha and Barca? We know that we've agreed personal terms with him. Does that mean that the move is definitely off? Right now, we don't know the exact extent of that. Barca will need to negotiate if they do want to still pursue Raphinha with Leeds. We expect that price tag to go up significantly more than €25 million. But the only thing that I would say at this point is, especially looking at the way that Raphinha played today, is there maybe a private agreement in place? Maybe there a gentleman's agreement with Raphinha and the hierarchy at Leeds, especially knowing there that if he was able to keep them up, if he really helped them survive in the Premier League, would they in turn still let him go in the summer? Would they still help him make that move to Barca for a reasonable price? We're going to have to wait and see exactly what that situation is, but certainly more complicated now for Barca. But there was some more positive news when it comes to Franck Kessie today, because the man who will be on his way to Barca this summer put in another fantastic performance for AC Milan. He actually scored today and indeed secured the Scudetto. Fantastic day for AC Milan just before the departure of Franck Kessie, who has been for them outstanding this season. He will now make his way to Barca on that free transfer, and I honestly can't wait to see what he can do in Barca colours and exactly what he's going to bring to our midfield there. A very different dimension, and could be a player that we really do need to sort of spice things up and give us some different options in midfield. So good there for Kessie and a great day for Milan. But of course, on Robert Lewandowski, over the weekend we have heard plenty of rumours there about Barca making their first official offer by the way of Bayern. It seems like that did happen, that Barca made an offer there of around €32 million. That seems to be the opening figure from Barca. But as of right now, Bayern still remain firm. All the big people connected on the inside there, the hierarchy at the club, they consistently say Lewandowski has a contract until 2023. They are insistent that that contract will be fulfilled and that Lewandowski will not leave this summer. But that is a sentiment that is certainly not shared by Lewandowski's agent, Pini Zahavi, who is speaking today in the German media, and I've got to say, he did not hold back on what his client's wishes are for the summer ahead. He said for Lewandowski, Bayern is already history. He said he wants to leave after 8 years in which he felt he gave everything for the club. Now, at almost 34 years old, Lewandowski has the opportunity to fulfill a lifetime dream and join the club that he's always dreamed of. Pini Zahavi saying there, why would you not let him fulfill that dream? He said for Robert, the matter is very simple, very clear. He wants to leave Bayern this summer. He said nobody cares about money here. He said neither Robert cares or me. He said he hasn't felt respected by the people at Bayern, in charge there for several months now. That is the truth. And when Pini Zahavi was asked about Bayern's stance, about the fact they keep saying that he's under contract until 2023, that he should stay and fulfill that contract, he said, of course, they could keep Robert for another year, but that is something that I don't recommend. So very, very clear message there from Lewandowski's agent. We know that the agent is basically there as a mouthpiece for the player. That is what Lewandowski is feeling right now. Those are his ambitions ahead of the summer. And for sure right now, he is clear. He wants to join Barcelona. When it comes, though, to Ousmane Dembele's future at the club, things are definitely not that clear, and especially in terms of his agent and exactly what his intentions are. Honestly, right now, who on earth knows? Because Dembele was, of course, left out again of the starting lineup in this game against Villarreal, just like he was against Getafe, and obviously you'd think there that was mainly because of the new contract situation, the negotiations that are ongoing. But I also did say there on Twitter that maybe there's a reason there within the club that possibly it's also about his current deal. There may have been certain bonuses there if Dembele starts a certain amount of games this season, and since there was nothing to play for, he has remained out of that starting lineup because, of course, Barca don't want to pay out any unnecessary money Dembele's way. But the rumours right now certainly say that Dembele expects to leave the club, that he has one foot basically in Paris. Plenty of rumours there surrounding Mbappe and Dembele, the fact that Mbappe would like to play with Dembele in PSG, and of course we know Kylian Mbappe right now is basically the PSG player, PSG coach and PSG sporting director all rolled into one. So if that's what Kylian wants, that is what he will get. And Dembele, of course, would certainly get the kind of money that he's looking for in Paris without a doubt. So Dembele certainly looking right now unlikely to stay on. Mattia Almani before the game, he said Ousmane and his agents, they're the only ones who know what they will do. He said we have had no news from them in 6 or 7 months. He said it's been all that time, we've heard nothing. He said I have a personal opinion on this Dembele story, but he said it's not important now. I think Almani there wanted to try and stay professional, but it is very clear the frustration from the club. They have made efforts, they have tried to sort of negotiate and bring the parties together. But as we've suspected now, for many, many months indeed, things going on in the background. And for me right now, Dembele's future certainly looks to be heading away from Barca. But of course, guys, in terms of this evening's game against Villarreal, unfortunately, much like the last game here, with nothing really on the line for Barca, we didn't really see much desire, we didn't really see much application from the team tonight in terms of the style of play. I wasn't happy again about the amount of crosses that are coming into the area right now. That is something, towards this end of the season, that has crept into our game, that has seeped into our game plan, and I really do not like that. I hope the next season we do see a different side to our attack, much like we saw at the beginning of when Xavi arrived at the club. And certainly it's not the way that we wanted to end tonight. We wanted to end with a bit more excitement, a bit more enthusiasm at the end of the season. But like I said before, I truly believe that next season we will see a different energy in this team, a different motivation that we certainly haven't seen at the end of the season. Make no mistake about that. It's not been good enough from Barca, not even close. Even the fans inside the stadium tonight, they did not appreciate what they were seeing. But look, it's done now. The season is over. It's been a long season. It's been a demanding season for every single one of us involved with this club. Emotionally, it's really, really tested us. But we are through that now. We got what we wanted. We secured the prize money, the Champions League, all of that kind of stuff. And now it's on to the summer. That is the priority. That is the only thing that we can think about. Making sure that this squad is ready and more competitive, much more competitive, ahead of next season. So please, guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below there on all of the news from today on the transfer side of things, and also, of course, on the performance tonight from Barca. In all honesty, not too much to say about that, is there? We just got to move on from here, look forward, certainly look to move on, put this season behind us, and let's do good work now. Let's improve this summer. Let's get this squad where we need it to be and be ruthless in our decision making. Let me know those thoughts down below. Of course, there'll be more coming. Plenty more news. Expect that across both channels over these coming weeks and months. Thanks for joining me, guys, throughout the whole season. You've been fantastic. Unfortunately, Barca today and several other times this season haven't quite replicated that kind of level. But I thank you indeed for all of your support. It means a lot. And I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.